Ever since kindergarten, I've gone to a private Christian school, and my mom did everything in order to afford to send me to this school. She would work multiple jobs and stay late at work. And I absolutely loved going to the school. We would have chapel, we would have Bible class, and then we'd go home, and then we'd do it all again the next day, and then go to church on Sunday. So at the school, there was this boy that I really liked, and we had started texting, and everything was fine at first, and then he kept asking me to send him pictures of myself without clothes on, and at first I was very reluctant. I guess I sent it because I thought that it would make him like me. At first I thought, okay, well, no one's gonna ever find out about it. Then it ended up getting sent around the school. When I finally found out that everyone knew, I was so scared. I would be walking down the halls and they would look at me and laugh. I would go to school, I wouldn't talk to anybody, and I would go home and just lock myself in the room. People would call me on my phone. They would tell me that I was gonna go to hell for what I did. I would just cry, and I tried to hide it as best as I could. The guilt had overtaken me so badly that I really needed to talk to someone. So I went and pulled aside my youth pastor. I just told him everything. We decided that we were gonna go to our principal and turn myself in. Right before we did, another student had told on me. So I got called into the principal's office. They told me that I had to call my mom and tell her what I had done. And when I told my mom, she just started crying. I felt so bad about what I had done. And I also kind of felt relieved though, because I had let her know. But it was really hard for me to just tell her because I felt like I let her down. Then the principal kicked me out of my school, and it followed me into this new public school. People automatically assumed that I was a whore and that I did all these bad things. And I had to try and tell them that I wasn't, but they really didn't believe me because they're like, well, you sent this picture, so obviously you are. And then the boy who happened to send the picture started going to the public school that I went to. And it made it harder. And I felt like I could never get away from this mistake that I had made. In the past, my life was always going through the motions at this Christian school, never really understanding a true relationship with God. And now I have kind of learned to turn to Him when things get bad, and that I'm not alone, I'm not terrible, and God will forgive me even in the worst situations. I spent so much time in prayer, not just asking for forgiveness, but asking for the wisdom and the guidance. As I was reading the Bible, the word forgiveness just kept popping up. I just knew that it was something that I really needed to do. So I told him that I forgave him, and he thought that was so commendable. Even after a few years, it still was kind of following me. I use it as a chance to let other girls know that if a guy is pressuring you, don't give in. It's not worth it at all.